Hello, beautiful people. So I'm in a new place. I moved house. This is my village house in the beautiful south of Crete. So it's like really hot here. It's midday, but I'm just going to jump on here and just share with you something that I find very, very important to clarify because we talk about a lot about soothing to feel our emotions and like soothe our emotions so that we can feel them and then clear them, right? But there's also the kind of other side is don't dwell too much, don't think about your pain, don't think about your don't get stuck in the emotion of fear, don't get stuck in the emotion of anger, right? So there's like the two sides of the coin, the two sides of the story, because both are very, very important. The one side is kind of parts work, being present with your emotions, excuse me, allowing all your emotions to be there and to validate them. So it's really, really important, that part. But also know that all emotions and experiences of those emotions and thoughts are in the past. So we kind of get addicted to those as well. So we know that Joe Dispenza's work, which is very much more about raising your vibrations, elevating your emotions, to focus on the thing that you want. So but both are very, very important, right? And there's a time and a place for both. So I'll just give you an example. Yesterday, I've moved back to the village for this month of August, to spend more time with my daughter and my partner that we separated from recently in the last 2 years, consciously uncoupled. And the first couple of hours are always a bit, finding space again and finding the boundaries and all the rest of it, right? So it was a bit fraught. And I found myself getting more and more heated and more frustrated, and and also my daughter was finding the whole thing a bit frustrating, difficult, with all the moving and stuff again. So what I did was I felt at that moment, I felt all my little inner child, the little girl who's, scared as well and feeling, so I took some time away and, time out, and I went to sit with her for 10 minutes, right? So I sat with her and I felt all her stress and all her emotions and, like who's looking after me kind of tantrum that she was having, right? So it wasn't really a tantrum, but it was just, I felt wobbly, right? I felt really kind of off balance and out of my center. And so lots of emotions, lots of shaming, because like, I'm moving again, and, we've moved like 3 times in the last 3 years. And so it's really hard for her. And also all the weekend I was packed up one house, I cleaned and packed up one house, and then came to this house and had to unpack and clean, everything before we moved in. So it's still kind of in a bit of a array here, but anyway, disarray. So then, I sat with my parts. I sat with all the girl, like in the child that I said was having a emotional kind of wobble, and I just felt all her parts and all my parts and part of her as well, right? So the inner child the stuff that I've been talking about, I talk about a lot in my YouTube channel. And then what I did was I actually sat and I did a clearing, which is like breathing in, validating my emotions, all the things that I do, I say, I talk about on my YouTube channel, I do, right? So it's not like I just do that, I say them and, I'm actually walking the walk, so walking the talk. And they're so, I now know that I can have a wobble and it's okay. Basically that, knowing that it's okay, right? So I can validate my emotions. I'm feeling I'm feeling scared, I'm feeling exhausted, I'm feeling, worried, I'm feeling anxious about what's happening, I'm feeling anxious about what I left behind, like all of that kind of like emotion. plus period time, right? So like everything about the emotions are accentuated in everything, and plus coming back to a place where I you know, had lots of old emotions from where we separated with my partner, the father of my child, and you know, it was like a lot of emotions going around, right? So I sat with them, and then what I did is I what I call run my energies. So basically I just ground myself. I lie down usually and I ground myself and I just connect to Mother Earth, and then I just allow, every time I breathe in, I allow it to go up from Mother Earth, in my root chakra, all the way up my spine, and I kind of like shoot it out the top of my head. And then so this is like running my energy. So I'm kind of clearing my aura. I'm just lying there and then just breathing in, and I start to breathe in coherence. So basically I know right now that every time I'm in my freak out moment, what the fuck, excuse my language, emotional whirlwind, I know not to take anything really too seriously. Like I now know, don't trust them, not trust them, don't take too much time, you know, don't dwell in them, don't get, oh but you know, I know that I'm in a fight flight freeze response, I know that I'm not thinking logically, I know that I'm not thinking like expansively, I know I'm not connected to the greater mind, right, the universal mind. So I just don't take anything of those really very seriously anymore. And this is huge for me, by the way. This is not you know, I've been doing this for 5 years or more, these soothing and regulating and tools, but it's like I use them every single day, right? It's not just something that you because there are different challenges that come up, but the point is that it's just so nice to have, it's so relieving to have these tools, right? So the balance between the two, yes, I feel my emotions, I see them, I validate them for myself, because that's something that I really didn't do, you know, at all. And I see the difference now, coming back to spending some time with my previous partner. I don't like to call him ex, because that's not a very nice thing to do to somebody anyway. Ex and out of your life. So I'm, you know, anyway, that was really, really important that I was able to do that, validate everything I was feeling, all the wobbles, and validate my emotions towards my daughter and her wobbles. So everybody was like, and then it's like the whole system just took a deep breath. The family system, right? The whole family system just took a deep breath as I grounded my energy, and as I regulated myself. This has a ripple effect, guys, like it really does. Like I could just feel the whole tension start up when we got tight over lunch, and my daughter was having a wobble, and you know, all these things. So then I just, after I rested, I did like I said, I validated everything I had inside of me. 10 minutes, I feel you, I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, I love you, you know, whatever you're feeling is absolutely fine. So talking to my inner child's inner parts. And then I raised my vibration by going into heart coherence. Again, I have videos about these, all have the techniques of how to do them. I just started breathing 4 in, 4 out, so regular breaths, and then tuned into my heart area. And then I just imagined like expressing like love for my daughter, love for what she's going through, love towards myself, and even, you know, obviously love to my previous partner, and just kind of like expanded it out. And it cleared the whole air. It just cleared, and we had such a lovely afternoon and such a lovely evening. So like I said, the 2 aspects of healing are really, really important, right? So I hope that's been clear, and I look forward to coming back on here, jumping on here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it every single day now with my daughter and all the rest of the work, trying to tie and work with holiday, but I'll try my best. So with that, I love you and leave you, and I'll see you next time.